Hi friends, my name is Griselle with Psychic MD. I want to extend a very warm welcome to my channel. It's been a minute. For those of you that are repeat offenders, thank you for showing up. And for those of you that are brand new to my channel, stopping by a curiosity, thanks for coming in. Hope that everybody receives exactly what it is that they would like to receive. Whatever that be, right? So today we're going to go ahead and do a general. I'm kind of feeling like a collective read is in order. Provided I can light my candles, that would be really helpful. There we go. So I hope everybody's been doing fine and growing and happy and doing whatever it is y'all are doing. And I will leave a timestamp for when this actually starts, so you're not having to put up with this part. I need new lighters. All right. So we're going to go ahead and do the typical thing. I usually do some myrrh with my incense. We'll get some good vibes going. A little bit of sagey sage. You know the drill, right? Frankincense and myrrh. Okay. And as per usual, we're going to be doing something a little bit different, which means nothing as usual, really. And we're going to go ahead and look into your past a little bit and compare it to what is going on or how it's affecting your future. So keep in mind that these are general readings. I am reading for masses. I'm just kidding. But you know how it is. One story does not fit everyone's. We're all individual here. So take what resonates, leave behind what does not. I like how this candle just responded. All right, guys, here we go. Show me what I need to see for the collective. Show me what I need to see. Anything that's going to be helpful, hopeful, clarifying. I heard seeing the tree for the forest. Anything that's going to help their path. Any form of enlightenment, reassurances, whatever it be. Show me the past here for the collective and show me now. We've got the King of Swords. We've got the Knight of Wands. We have got the Ten of Swords. And last but not least, we have got the Devil. Should I be surprised? No. Should you be surprised? Probably not. So this is for the past. So this is affecting whatever endeavor, whatever stage in life, whatever chapter and whatever version you're into currently. Okay? So because we began with the King of Swords, I'm going to say that this has to do with getting clarity, speaking your truth. And I feel like maybe some of you guys could have had or do still have a hard time speaking your truth, as it appears that these like bat vampire creatures are coming after this person, presumably to blah, 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 suck their blood. I don't know, right? But I feel like it could have cost you a lot to speak your truth. I feel like maybe even two key people in your life could have prevented that or tried to prevent that at every turn. And it could have felt like it's like very related to blood. So I feel like it could be, let me get my microphone all up on here. It could be a situation where it was related to blood, like maybe blood family was trying to prevent you to speak your truth. And this is currently affecting your voice. Or it could be that there was some bloodshed, right? Keep in mind, once again, this is for different people, not just one person. So there could have been some like real real initiative for people not to want to allow you to speak your truth, even up to threatening to cause some bloodshed, like physical threats to you, right? I'm sure you know exactly what I'm talking about if this story pertains. If it does not, give me another moment and we shall see what transpires. But you should relatively quickly know if this is your read or not. So we've got the Knight of Wands, and I feel like this is all about desire, about moving and shaking and going after what it is that you want. And it feels like it's been a real battle, a real struggle. Okay, it even appears that there's some like sky sharks here almost. This to me looks like a shark. Yeah. And even though this is like smoke and this is not a shark, obviously, it's like some kind of a missile or bomb or something. It does look to me like a shark, and it looks to me like an elephant's trunk trying to grab it. So I kind of feel like you have been trying to forge your own way or do things that make you feel juicy and excited and moving forward. But you have met a lot of obstacles. You've had to fight your way through. You've had to really set a lot of standards that maybe other people in your peer group haven't had to set. So I feel like really you came from a darkness or a place of oppression that really didn't want to see you succeed or thrive. People went out of their way, and maybe perhaps even still do, to deliberately sabotage you. And this could be like a repetitious theme throughout your life. So I do have here the 10 of Swords. And, you know, with this card, this is always about having people say really like mean things, nasty things about you. Maybe just like betrayal, flat out betrayal. Like these creatures, presumably zombies, do not care about anything but feeding. So you could have had and could still have trouble with people having a want and a need to feed on your own energy, on your own blood, on your own ideas and thoughts that really prevent you from moving forward, that keep you in a state of being in a graveyard, if you will. And I'm going to say that once again, this is something that you've had to, I feel like for some of you guys, you struggle with night terrors and anxiety and things like that. Maybe not even being able to sleep at night very well. And for others of you, you might even, you know, regardless of age, might even struggle with sleeping with the lights off. Okay, that's not for everybody, but that's for somebody. This could have sprouted a lot of irrational fears as well. Like it could have triggered a fight or flight, and you're still in the flight mode. I mean, look at the intimate embrace that this person is locked into and against her will. So there's only so much you can see on this channel without getting flagged or tanked or whatever. But, you know, I mean, it could have been a situation where you were held against your will, even physically, but, you know, for sure, mentally, emotionally, and even spiritually. And it could have been very distressing for you, very difficult to make your way out of any sort of the chaos. So I feel like there's just a lot of chaos for a lot of you guys. For some of you guys, I heard orphanage or foster care. So some of you guys were involved in that. You were part of that system. Yeah. And when I look here, I feel like these thoughts and these ideas like really tend to, and even these people want to dominate you. And I even see here like the puppeteer, which is the devil in this case, has an exact replica of this person here. And so you could be really even seeing patterns if you look hard enough. And if you take the emotion out of it, which is really obviously difficult to do, this is all about emotion and like crisis. One crisis from another to another to another to another, I feel. And it seems like it's relentless. And it could be really difficult for you to see that these things have been reoccurring. And I know that some of you guys are going to get really inflamed by what I'm about to say, but I feel like even you know, as an adult, I don't expect children, but as a grown adult, we're expected, or we should be. I expect you to evolve, to have some self-awareness And it's not easy, and I've gotten stuck myself, and I've gotten myself in a really crappy situations. But with this devil card right here, this is like an obsession. This could be drinking or drugging or sexing or like whatever it is that has you kind of enslaved in the same pattern. And it's almost like a pattern of escape, but instead it holds you as their puppet, as, you know, the devil's puppet. So this could be examples would be some of those that I just cited, but also getting in similar relationship dynamics that you were in before. All right, things that maybe appear to be okay, but frankly, I feel like most of you have seen the red flags and you have gotten involved anyways. Now, this is not me pointing the finger, because look at all the fingers pointing back at myself when I do that, okay? So I've gotten myself in some really messy ass situations for no reason other than I lacked awareness, other than I lacked willpower, or I lacked the desire to really look in the mirror and say, you know, Griselle, this is really crappy. You see all the red flags. What are you doing with your life? And so I feel like this is that moment of sobriety that we need to see that, you know, we might not be part of this darkness, but if we allow people to pull our strings, to tether themselves energetically, I heard, then it's going to cause a lot of distress, because then that freedom that you desire is going to be lacking once again. So she's not necessarily physically captive here, but she is via energy, via her responses to the situation. So it could be that you're responding to situations and people around you in a way that is circular, that's habitual, in a way basically where I would definitely recommend therapy is going to be really helpful, because you can go through all these cycles. And the cycles would be, for example, you have a major fight, a big blow up, and then you know, and then you make up and you try to get close and things are going really, really well. And then you're feeling super cozy once again. And then all of a sudden, boom, you have a big breakup. And it's always this false sense of intimacy, whereas like real intimacy, theoretically would be cutting through the chase without the big blow ups and the major fights and the dramas and the need for control, and being able to forge your way through relationships like this. So I think that this, in this instant, feels like it's applying a lot to relationships. But I think that a lot of these ones are affecting all areas of your life, if I were to be so honest. Now I'm going to go ahead and draw more cards for the current situation and basically your current cycles. I didn't even know we were talking about cycles today, but here we are. And we're going to go ahead and see what exactly is going on. Because, yeah, it's one thing to spot trouble, but, like, what do we do about it, right? And sorry about the barking. I can't control that. So, here we go. Show me what I need to see for the collective here, for people that are really stuck in the fight or flight, stuck in cycles, feeling like perhaps other people control them, or even being financially dependent and under the thumb or control of people that don't have their best interest, whatever the case may be. Show me what I need to see for the collective here. I'm seeing 1, 2, 3 people. I'm seeing 2 people walking away from each other with their backs towards each other, and 1 person kind of watching, which is interesting. This may or may not pertain to anyone, but I'm also seeing, it's almost like, what is that called? A crib, okay? I am seeing a crib, so children can be involved in the situation. Show me what I need to see for the collective, and show me now. So the Queen of Cups. So once again, we read energy, pure energy. We don't read sex on this channel. This could be female, but I feel like it's more energetically talking about how you have really developed a sixth sense, a sense of, let's get this closer here, an ability to really read people, know what they're about. You could be psychic yourself. You could be drawn to the color teal. And have a real special affinity with water. You could have a lot of deep emotions that you don't necessarily express outwardly. But I feel like you're really working your way to really be grounded. And part of the grounding here With the color teal, I think about the chakras, and I think, the throat chakra, it would be blue, and then you have your green heart chakra. And to me, so this is a combination of speaking your truth, which once again, people have tried to prevent in your life, is you speaking your truth. Maybe you've withstood a lot of gaslighting, like that's not true, or people not wanting to own their ish. That made you question yourself. But this teal color is telling me that the pathway between your heart chakra and your throat chakra is actually combining and opening, and it really is going to ease into that, that third eye, basically, the sixth sense, what they call. This is your perception, so you could be seeing things a lot more than you typically see. This is even filming because this phone. Is it? It is. Okay, I need new equipment. It's part of the reason why I haven't been on here for a minute, because anyhow, not your problem. Moving on. I do feel like that is going to connect you a little bit more to your psychic energy, to your connectivity. And I feel like you are an empath and like really receptive to outside energy. So I think that that's something that needs to be controlled, monitored, and regulated for your benefit. And I'm glad that this thing kept ticking, because I'm like, I don't even know where I left off. This is a hot mess. Moving on. Next thing I'm noticing right here is the yellow. And so yellow, I do affiliate that with the solar plexus. This is like I'm running after my desires. This is what I'm really focused on, what makes me feel good in life. The ability to be empathic and not be tied down to other people's ideas or ideals or control. That might be something that is a thing with you. Okay, hang on one second. Show me what I need to see for this pile. For the collective, please. And show me now. Going after what you want, but also I even think about, I heard what you want wants you, which is really interesting because you're not even facing it right now. So I feel like this is a situation where maybe you've done so much changing within the situation that you really don't see when things are actually here for you. And that's a very possibility. Let's see if we can get this. No. Not cooperating? Okay, cool. Hopefully this comes on camera because I have stuff blocking it and I can't see a darn thing. But to me, horses are always like, mode of transportation, but this is about your freedom. And I feel like maybe even you've been trying to, I would say, magnetically attract. That's not even correct. But you're trying to like manifest your way out of cycles. And I think that you have like a lot of freedom coming towards you and coming after you and coming for you. But sometimes when you're raised in chaos or you're born of chaos, or even if you had like a perfect childhood and you wind up entering the world and making some really bad choices and undergoing, the lessons of life that we put ourselves in or other people do, or a combination thereof, it doesn't really make a difference. Even with, you could be coming out of this chaos with a lack of awareness of what is healthy and what is balanced and which way is freedom. Because you've been maybe oppressed so much, or had people try to oppress you that you're not even looking. And in fact, she's not even looking at anything, not at the past, not at anything except her own cup of emotions and how she feels about things. And while this, I feel like, is healthy in some respects, there has to be a balance, which once again, we have the balance of the water here and her throne being on top of the sand. So let's see where we go with this. Show me what I need to see. Where are these two cards here? The Queen of Cups and the Knight of Wands. Show me what I need to see for the collective and show me now. Yeah. So look, are we not defensive? And do we not have reason to be defensive and self-protective? Yeah, she definitely does. If you look closely, you can see the look on her face, and it's like, I feel like it's almost saying, well, I have to defend myself. I don't have a choice. And I might look one way on the exterior. I may look like all composed and put together and matchy and completely like with it. But on the inside, I feel like I need to block any and all attacks. And that may be people that are perceived as being attacking, even if they're coming to help, or even if they're trying to give or help with your freedom in some way, shape, or form. So this is like a classic case of misidentifying who the traitor is and who the ally is. And I don't know if this story fits, but you could have people, and this is like super active, and this side not so much. You could have people that really are here to help or provide assistance, or I heard benefits, but also provide resources, and you're like oblivious to it because you're busy in your self-protective mode, and you're not going to get one over on me. Now, do I understand this energy? Like 10,000%, yes. Okay. So what is going on right now for the collective? Show me what I need to see, more about what I need to see in the current situation for the collective. And show me now. Yeah. So there's a need to heal. This is my healing card. This is about self-regulating. This is about allowing what is to be. About taking time out and taking care of yourself, your own heart, your own health. This is about alchemy and seeing how you are transmuting this energy from down here. And it is time to complete that transmutation. We might have all this fall down on us. We don't know. Maybe that's how you feel. Maybe you're like, well, the whole thing can fall down. I'm so far away from the way things used to be, and it could be feeling like we're waiting for the other shoe to drop at any point in time, right? Because that's what we've experienced in the past. And yet there has to be, there has to be a point in life where we don't have to continue running or putting out fires. This is making me crazy. Or there has to be a way to be able to mesh the past and make peace with that and have some healing. That way we can focus on really the benefits of the future, the fact that you've learned a lot of lessons. And, nobody's questioning whether or not you can take care of yourself. So if that's a thing, look at even she's like falling sideways. If that's even a thing, like, are people questioning that you can take care of this? The answer is no. Grisel, I need some... Did I mention I need a new setup here? Yes. I'm not irritated at all. See if we can kind of do that. Okay. So yeah, but the biggest thing I feel like is it's okay to be self-defense is great. I totally believe in that. But it's also okay to be confident just in where you're at. I mean, you've suffered through all the major battles. You've had major betrayals of people that you thought would be like in your corner no matter what. And at least that was a plan. And I feel like with these people, you stood up for them. And you were, loyal to the end, only to find out that these people were loyal to themselves. So now that you've been through the worst of it, I feel like there's a need to not only identify the dangers and the red flags, but trust that you know them and act as if you know them. So I feel like there's a little part of you that is in denial, and you're like, well, if these people kind of come at me within like a foot and I have to react, defend myself, or make decisions, I know how to do it and I can do it. But you're almost like letting life happen without regulating. So it's extreme, stay the hell away from me, or extreme, okay, until it rolls upon you. And then you're in a bad way. Like you're letting situations, for example, something at work, you're letting things at work slide until they get to a point where you can't work with these people anymore and you just want out, instead of kind of like regulating and tempering. I feel like I see a hose, and when at least when you're outside, you have that little hose, you kind of turn the valve a little bit and you regulate how much water goes through that hose. And I feel like this energy needs to be regulated so that you're not always on high alert and like wanting to kick people's butts and push people away. Sorry about the yelling. Anyways, but also I feel like, you know, you're an empath and you're absorbing all this energy. So you're trying to moderate and find the difference or a fine balance of the danger that really exists, whether it's energetically or people that you have allowed in your mind, and then you're acting a certain way, or whether it's like a real physical thing where people are trying to take advantage of you. And regulate that between like being really super defensive and just simply having the confidence that you can actually deal with it. And you don't have to be hyper vigilant and you don't have to be hyper protective because you know that you can smack a bitch down if you need to. That's kind of the end of the story right there. And sorry about my mouth. But I do see healing and I do see the sun coming up. I'm going to say that I feel like you do have really good reputation. People do tend to look and see and want to look at what it is that you have going on. Now, I know that, you know, with this deck, it's a little bit different. I'm looking at her shirt here and kind of like the pride colors and things like that. So you could be very like LGBTQ and all the other letters behind it, very friendly with that, or very copacetic. Or you could just like the colors of the rainbow and have that like, I don't know, flower power stardom to you in some ways. Now, what else do we have here? And I feel like for some of you, you also have like an angel looking after you because this is angelic healing and a guardian as well on the other side. Show me what I need to see about the situation, how to heal from it, grow from it, learn from it, and not be drugged back into cycles, please. Show me what I need to see and show me now. Well, if we didn't get the tower, what would we get, right? So we have the tower right here. And I think this is all about like past illusions and things like that. Maybe you have been someone that you've experienced all of this darkness, but you haven't called it for what it is. Or maybe, let's say you have siblings, for example, and you're like, well, yeah, but they just want my attention. It's really not that bad. It's just that I can't handle it. But no, they have what they have is narcissistic or even codependency issues, control issues with wanting to make you whatever it is, and they'll utilize words, they'll utilize your emotions here with the devil and to control you. So it's time to look at those really realistically, take one last look. And again, I'm not a therapist, it's a great idea to get therapy, but even with the black sky here, look at all these gray clouds. There's not much that could be seen, but you could clearly see like how this girl jumped and fell to her death, and this other one is going to suffer the same fate, apparently. And so these are like epiphanies, and these are lights and bells and whistles going off, trying to get your attention. And so the tower is just, I feel like in this case, saying, okay, this is an experience that you had, whether it was with a, let's say, a spouse that was abusive or controlling or all of the above, or if it was a childhood scenario, it doesn't make a difference. What does make a difference is taking a real valid assessment of what transpired. These people didn't necessarily love you. They loved how they felt when they can control you. They loved how they felt when they could cause a narrative that made them look a certain way. They also love that they can control your freedom and where you're headed and your dreams and goals. So whatever this is, whether it's one person or 10, it makes no difference. It's time to take stock on what toxic energies you initially came from. It's a good thing to look at those things so that we, once again, don't fall into these cycles or place ourselves in the middle of danger and jump right into a situation where we think things are fine, everything's fine, or I can still like protect myself, but you're not looking at the whole picture. And I feel like for a lot of you, you're not protecting yourself from people that you really need to protect yourself from. And this could be, again, siblings, old lovers or quote friends or family that just don't want the best for you. Intuitively, you're going to know. Look, even as I place this card over there, it's almost like this person's like peeking and trying to spy, isn't it? And so I feel like with this is somebody who always has their eyeball on you, trying to look for ways to control, trying to look for ways to manipulate, and really orchestrate a scenario and a narrative that really is not real or true. They're trying to continue that fairy tale simply so that they can have control. So if you really want control of your life and you want to be done with all of this and the anxiety and the stress it causes, I think it's going to be very important. It's going to be critical to take a really deep look right back at where it is this energy is coming from. Who is it that's chasing you energetically? Who is it that doesn't want you to move forward, to prosper? Who is it that is trying to grab your coattails and drag you down by them? So not everybody has your best interest at heart because of the language that they use, because they see something and then they say something else in order to bring about a certain emotion. And it could be a fight, it could be sympathy, it could be pity, it could be, well, this is my sibling and we've been together forever and things like that, because you're very empathic and this person knows it especially. So they'll use whatever tools at their disposal to really draw you back into that cycle. And I feel like for most of you guys, you're trying to fight your way out of it, okay? Last words for the collective here. And if you're liking this kind of reading, please do smash that like button, share, comment, subscribe. I do plan on uploading a lot more. And obviously, I need better equipment because this stuff is making me crazy. These tripods, I've had like 5 of them. And they all suck. Okay. So the Emperor, yeah, this is about you gaining control of your life. This is also about you judging correctly. So, I'm going to tell you that people are all up on your business, and what they want is control, and they're wanting say-so, and they're wanting to manipulate and use pretty words to get your emotions a certain way so that you act or react a certain way. This is, people trying to manipulate you, like, oh, you're going on vacation. Oh, I wish I had the money to go on vacation too. Or I wish I could, we've always done stuff together. Remember how we used to do this? And it's just trying to play on your emotions. But look, you're not the Red Cross here. You're not here to rescue everybody. And it's time that you take out all of those old skeletons and make judgments. Take a look at them and take out the emotion. I know it could be difficult, but it's like, is this person on your side really? Have they been on your side, like trying to forage a place where it's like an equally balanced relationship with similar goals? At least the word equanimity has to be at the forefront. It has to be, they throw in some energy, you throw in some energy, and it works. But for whatever reason, it is not working, and they keep trying to drag you back into the mud and into darkness. So it's time to claim your power, your throne, because you have all the tools right here. And you don't have a lack of awareness, but I do feel like you have a lack of a desire to deal with it and to name it and to call it for what it is, because then there's a lot more that goes with that, right? Then you're going to have to form judgments. If you see people that are constantly dragging you back into a past that you are no longer part of, or creating a narrative or creating trouble in your life, then you're going to have to do something about it. So there's a judgment that needs to be had. And this is you forming a judgment against those who would like to watch, like to spy, like to view, and even at times act like a vigilante and take matters into their own hands. But these people are not minding their own business. They won't stay in their own lane. They're just energy suckers and energy drainers, and they feel entitled to you and your energy. So the Page of Wands, this is like stripping everything down to the bare bones and seeing, okay, what is it that I really want? What is it that you want, collective? What is it that you desire? What makes you feel like you're excited and motivated and walking on that solar plexus, that energy, that ground that says, this is really, really me? What is it that you're going to put energy towards, right? when you leave all this behind. When you stop saying everything is fine. Everything is fine. These people betray you, talk shit about you, and you know it because you're plugged in. You're plugged into spirit. I would not be surprised if some of you, like myself, can actually hear what people are saying, and you know exactly what they're saying. But I feel like, honestly, the difference is I've gotten to a place in my life where it's like, it's okay. If the people that you're talking about me and saying all this stuff that, 80% of it is probably not going to be true, because there's some hidden motive, some factor. They're trying to manipulate how other people see you. Well, then believe what you want. I don't care anymore. Like, it doesn't make a difference to me, right? But this girl is down here. She's like, everything is fine. Texting back, yeah, I'm okay. There's a need to see that, yeah, this is not okay, but it's okay to look at the situation and accept it for what it is. And I feel like some of you guys are still wounded by it, and yeah, it could hurt if you continue staring into that and thinking, wow, I thought this person had my back, or you would think that they would want better for me, and yet here they are ready to drag my ass in the mud with them. Well, that's life. And that's what people do, unfortunately, sometimes when they're just stuck in a 3D life and they don't have anything to look forward to. And they're frankly looking too much to you. So here we have the Ace of Wands. Yeah. And that's, once again, getting that mojo, getting that fire. This is seemingly handed out to you from the heavens once you focus on what it is that you want. And you don't allow this energy back. So if you need to put up barriers, walls, if you need to relocate, if you need to set strong boundaries, whatever the case may be, you are the high priestess. You know what goes on behind that veil. It's super thin. You can yank that sheet right down. It is no mystery to you. Everything's at your fingertips, just like she's got this laptop. I like this deck. It's pretty cool. So just know that you have your positive and negative polarities. We are all made of light and dark, I feel. And we do have pros and cons and positive and negative things about us. But when you have people that are habitually trying to drag you down, that's a whole different issue. So I feel like in this case is need to save yourself. And once again, take a look at the language that they're using, because it is not at all what it's cracked up to be. So it's designed to manipulate and bring about results that these people want. It is not for your benefit. So that's what I have for you. Sorry the reading went on forever, but thank you so much for your time. Hope that helped, and namaste.